Finally, another Trains Are Awesome video out of Boston. The last time I was here, I tried to ride as many of the trains in Boston as I could, but some lines were closed for construction and others hadn't even opened yet. So today I'm back, and I'm not alone. My brother Bear is joining me as we ride the Green Line Extension. This extension opened in December 2022, about 6 months after I last rode the Green Line. So while that's already a year and a half ago, and I'm sure that this has been covered extensively on YouTube already, when Bear and I found ourselves back in Boston, I knew I still had to check it out.
Hey everyone, welcome to a brand new Trains Are Awesome video. I'm Tom. I'm Bear. And we are at Government Center, definitely one of the most interesting train stations in the entire United States. I'm going to ride the Green Line today. The last time I rode the Green Line was 2 years ago. And since I've ridden it, it has been extended. So the extension to Medford/Tufts, it opened in 2022. So it's not necessarily new, but it's new to me.
What makes Government Center unusual is the way that the tracks are laid out. Downstairs, transfer is available to the Blue Line. On the Green Line level, the platform is wedged between a series of loops that allow for trains to terminate here, coming from either direction, as well as accommodating through trains. Let's talk about the Green Line. The Green Line is a system of light rail lines that share a core section through downtown Boston. It is operated by the Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority, the MBTA. The name Green was applied to this service in 1967 because the line runs near several parks that form Boston's Emerald Necklace. The reason that the Green Line uses light rail vehicles is because 3 of the 4 current branches were once streetcar lines. The other branch is a converted railroad line. You'll often hear me and others say that the Green Line is America's oldest subway. What do we mean by that? Well, between Boylston and Haymarket, the Green Line runs through the Tremont Street subway. In the 1890s, streetcars were crowding the streets of downtown Boston so bad that a tunnel was dug to divert them. It opened in 1897 as the first subway tunnel in the US, and except for a brief period between 1901 and 1908, it's been used for streetcars/light rail ever since. Not all trains have the same terminus downtown. B and C trains end at Government Center, D trains end at Union Square, and E trains end at Medford/Tufts. And it's those last 2 that I want to talk about today. Let's hop on an E train northbound from Government Center to Medford/Tufts. Up front is a Type 8 vehicle built somewhere between 1998 and 2007 by Italian company Ansaldo Breda. I personally find these kind of ugly compared to the more classic Type 7s or the more modern Types 9 and 10.
Have you been on the Green Line before?
I have.
Anyway, after Government Center, we soon stop at Haymarket. This is one of 2 interchanges with the Orange Line, the other being at our next station, Boston's North Station.
Approaching North Station, change here for the Orange Line, bus connections.
Besides the Orange Line, transfer here is available to several commuter rail lines and the Amtrak Downeaster. And then we emerge to the surface, stopping at Science Park Station, which opened in 1955.
Science Park/West End, doors will open on the right.
Leaving the Boston city limits, we cross the Charles River over the Lechmere Viaduct into Cambridge. Lechmere Station forms a crucial part of the history of the section that we are riding today.
Approaching Lechmere, change here for bus connections. Doors will open on the left. This is the last chance to transfer to Green Line service to Union Square.
Back in the 1860s, horse-drawn trolleys and then later electric streetcars ran from both Harvard Square and Union Square into downtown Boston, across the bridge next to ours. By 1898, these were also using the Tremont Street subway. But the bridge was a problem. Since it was mixed traffic, it took forever for trolleys to cross into Boston. So in 1912, the Lechmere Viaduct opened to give streetcars a dedicated way into Boston. It was only a few years before it was decided to separate Cambridge's streetcars from the rest of the corridor. They were just causing too many delays. So instead, a transfer station was built at Lechmere, where people could switch from streetcar to subway. It stood not far from the current Lechmere station and opened in 1922. The streetcars were removed relatively early in the 1930s, but Lechmere remained open as a transfer station to buses and as the northern terminus of what would become the Green Line. After Lechmere Station, the E Line branches off from the D Line. D Line service continues one more stop until Union Square, following the right-of-way of the Fitchburg commuter rail line. Union Square and a renovated Lechmere Station opened in March 2022 as the first phase of the Green Line Extension. At that time, D trains terminated at Lechmere, while E trains ended at Union Square.
This is East Somerville.
But on December 12, 2022, the section of track that we are currently running on opened, and the D and E lines switched to their current termini. Yes, we are now on the newest section of the Green Line Extension, the portion that was not yet open the last time I was in Boston. We have left Cambridge now and entered Somerville, Massachusetts. We will run parallel to the Lowell commuter line for the rest of our journey, though there are no interchange opportunities. In total, this segment is about 4 miles or 6.5 kilometers long, with 5 stations. They are East Somerville, Gilman Square, Magoon Square, Ball Square, and Medford/Tufts. Plans for some sort of transit along this corridor have existed for over a century, including in a detailed expansion plan that the MBTA released in 1966. Now, I have some friends in Boston, and they've all been blessed with a healthy dose of cynicism. They'll be the first to tell you that this Green Line extension was built in typical MBTA fashion.
This is Magoon Square. The destination of this train is Medford/Tufts.
Planning began in 2006. It was initially supposed to open in 2014, costing $2.2 billion.
Hey, Bear. Ball Square is kind of an ironic name. Ball is usually circular.
The projected opening date was moved back to 2018, well before construction even started in 2012. And when it became apparent that the cost would rise to over $3 billion, the design of the whole thing was scaled back to cut costs. The stations were supposed to have fare gates and full buildings to protect people from the elements. Instead, there are now glorified bus shelters on the platforms. But since 2022, the extension has been fully open, and honestly, that's what matters to me. I wish that project delays and budget overruns would inspire us to strive for meaningful change when it comes to construction, but instead, we let it justify what the naysayers say about transit. But hopefully, like so many projects, once it's there, the struggles of construction slowly fade from our memories. We've made it to Medford/Tufts in the city of Medford. The station itself is located in a trench, so you have to go up either the stairs or an elevator to get to street level. But I have to say, it looks pretty nice. There's even some very basic bicycle parking. The tracks here are parallel to the Lowell Line commuter rail service. It's a good spot to see either the Amtrak Down Easter pass through or an MBTA commuter train like this one. That's a slow train. Since this is a terminus, trains leave bound for downtown and Heath Street from either track, so there's this handy sign which will tell you which train will depart next. Now let's get on a train back to downtown. Personally, I enjoyed getting to experience this line that was still under construction the last time I was here. I've always found the MBTA Green Line to be one of the most fascinating transit lines in the US, with its significant history and the way that the trains operate just kind of being like streetcars, but underground. For a long time, the branches only served one side of the city, and controversial as it may be, I think it's a good thing that the Green Line now extends out of the city in another direction. It allows for some trains to not terminate downtown. If you enjoyed this video, we've got more content from Boston and all over the world coming, so please subscribe to Trains Are Awesome. Thank you so much for watching today. We'll see you next time.